Hi, I want to share a story of an entrepreneur who I worked with a number of years ago. He was a really nice guy. He was very focused on making impact. So he was having very social conscious businesses, and he was always focused on progressing himself. His core desires was that he just wanted to feel more whole. He wanted to feel that he was growing, that he was being a really good person. And ultimately, what he wanted to feel was love and joy and feelings of happiness. And what was interesting was, for a period of time before he met me, he actually was feeling these increased emotions. And he was really feeling this because through his dedicated work, he was getting great business success. And each year, the business revenue kept on growing. He had some financial exits, and it resulted in his financial position being quite great. And this made him feel like he was doing well. He was making progress until something changed in his circumstances. Business is very unpredictable. Finances are very unpredictable. So every so often you have a bad investment, or you make a bad business decision, or just something happens in the world which impacts your business. And this is what happened to him. In 1 year, a few things led to his net worth, which is his overall financial position, dropping by about 30%. And what happened was something which he was not prepared for. He started going into a spiraling state of feeling sorry for himself, feeling like he had failed, feelings of depression, which ultimately resulted in him not taking the action he needed to do to get his business back into place, really impacted his relationships. He stopped feeling great about himself. And I realized quickly that we needed to catch this, because he hadn't done much damage to himself in that short amount of time, but we had to change it. What we identified was that he'd been measuring his feeling of worthiness against his net worth, which is his overall financial position. And assets minus liabilities equals your net worth. And I realized that he had been doing this. And luckily we caught this, because I said to him, well, you're more than that. You're definitely more than that. And he's like, what do you mean? This is the way I measure myself. And I went, well, that's not healthy, because money can be taken away in a dash of a keystroke. Situations can change. You need to be feeling whole through other ways. And what we did was we created a tool called the Life Balance Sheet. I said to him, this was where it all started. I said to him, your net worth does not equal your net wealth. Your net wealth is your overall feeling of wealth. It's all areas of your life. And your net worth is just one area. It's just the financial area. And to help him see this, we created a tool, and this is what I'm going to share with you today, called the Life Balance Sheet, which showed him all the different areas in life in 4 different core areas: direction, prosperity, love, and well-being. And then we categorized them. So there was 10 metrics that we're going to measure each year. And we gave them ratings out of 10. Now, what was really interesting, when we went through this sheet and we said, all right, how were you compared to last year? He got really high numbers in his relationships, in his well-being. He'd been investing a lot in his energy and his mental wellness and his physical wellness. He'd also was feeling a lot of love in his relationships. So these scores were really high. So his overall score was just below 90. It was in the high 80s. And as soon as he saw this, something clicked. He suddenly realized that maybe I'm not so bad as I thought. Maybe I'm not as much as a failure. I have just been measuring myself by the wrong variable. I've been measuring my happiness just by my money situation. And I didn't realize that I was only taking into account one variable. I wasn't looking at all the other things I was doing in my life. And suddenly he started feeling better. And what happened was, when you start feeling better about yourself, you start feeling like you want to take more action. He started confronting the things in his business, started taking action. And the funny thing is, his net worth now is higher than it ever was, because he actually did the work to do it, but he's not measuring himself by that anymore. So this tool is something which I'm so excited to share with you, and it's in the link below. What you do is you go through the 10 different variables and rank yourself out of 10. And then do this perhaps once a quarter, at least once a year, but once a quarter is a great place. And it gives you an indication that, oh, great, you might have had great financial outcomes recently and you're at a 10 for that. But you're not feeling well. Your wellness is not high. We need to invest more energy there. Or maybe your relationships have suffered. And ultimately what happens is you become a holistic being, and that's where you feel fulfillment. And you feel like you're not in that prison of comparison anymore, because you're not comparing yourself just against a random number. You're comparing yourself against your overall growth. So this is a tool which will give you freedom. You'll escape the prison of comparison. You'll start feeling more fulfillment, and it will make sure that you're measuring yourself by the right way. So jump on the Life Balance Sheet. Let me know how you go. Love to know your score. There's also a quiz, which is one part of the prosperity part, which is your financially happy score. You can get that on our website, and there's a link here as well. And add this score and then start focusing on the right things, not just your net wealth, because that's too easy to measure. That's why we do it. It's just numbers. It's too easy. This will lead to greater happiness, fulfillment, joy, and ultimately that feeling of being proud of yourself and feeling in love with yourself. So in the meantime, find your path, get on your path, and stay on your path. This tool is going to help you do that, and I look forward to hearing how you go.